But if we cared about the employees so much, and we want to talk to them, I mean, you let them know 2 days ago that we were having a meeting that was about something. And I'm trying to figure out what the benefit is of you making this proposal to us and making us vote on it tonight, as opposed to having hearings, because when you told us in our meetings that it was only like 3 of you in the whole library that knew about this.
That's right.
So none of the branch managers were involved after that? After we had our meeting, was the branch managers involved? Because I don't know what
They
happened
know right now,
since
yes.
they were involved before 3 days ago?
Not before 3 days ago.
Okay, well, that's my question is I'm trying to figure out what the advantage is of doing such a big plan, basically without any input from the people that work in the library and the taxpayers. I'm just trying to figure out what the advantage is of having to do this tonight, as opposed to really listening to people and figuring out that maybe one of those libraries is the wrong choice. I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough.
So, I mean,
I don't know enough, and I only had 2 15-minute meetings.
So I will say, you know, this decision is a board decision.
Right.
No one's making us
Thank
make
you.
this decision this
You have to,
evening.
at every one of our tables.
Well, that
tonight,
was a
you had the
proposal.
proposed
Yeah,
statement.
that's the proposed recommendation
Yeah.
for tonight.
We
It
do
was up
that
to
for
the board
every
meeting.
action item for
Yeah.
every board meeting, just so
Yeah,
there's
I
no
know.
confusion about
But-
that's, yeah.
So I,
Oh, in the email, you said we were going to vote for it tonight.
well,
Action will be taken tonight. That's
it
what you
is
said.
an action item on our agenda for tonight.
Yeah, but it
So
doesn't have to be an action item tonight.
it was on the agenda as an action item because, as you know, we are required to notify the
I
public of
understand that, but I'm trying to
actions
say
that
the
we're
only
going to
person on the
take.
board that had any input on any of this is you.
That is incorrect.
That's false.
How come I wasn't?
We
So-
had,
We had a 15-minute meeting where I couldn't even take, you handed me like 20 little slides like this. I'm new to the board. I'm trying to look at the numbers. I wasn't even allowed to take that information home to be able to try to study it and get more questions. No, you said I couldn't take it.
we didn't say you couldn't take notes. And also, we had an hour planned, so, I mean, it was not a 15-minute meeting.
half
We
hour.
had an hour planned.
Okay, so I had an hour then, and then 2 months ago, we had a 30-minute meeting. I just think that the mere fact that we have so many people that are upset about it, I mean, it's tax dollars. The people who pay the taxes should have input. A good plan sometimes can be doomed by poor strategy and poor tact. I'm just trying to figure out why you went that way, and you thought that was better for the taxpayers, as opposed to like, hey, let's have hearings, let's work this out. I mean, I know the fiscal year's coming up. It's like a month. You're gonna close these libraries in 6 weeks. You know, we don't know. We're gonna vote on something that I don't think that any of us have enough information on.
Well,
That's my only question, is
part
I'm
of
glad to hear
the
about
point
more.
of this is to give you the
Yeah.
opportunity, to give all of us the opportunity to ask questions and
Well,
get
that's
more
what I'm trying to
information.
figure out. is,
So I think,
Will they close on June 30th? Those branches. When you said sunset, I understand that word means it's gonna close one day a week early and then one day a week. I mean, are those 2 branches closing on June 30th?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, if you vote for
Yeah,
that,
that's what I'm saying. That's what you're requesting.
that's.
Because it's your
yes.
plan, it's not our plan.
when we set Jason's goals for this year, the top 2 goals were implement the strategic plan and fully implement the salary study. And so he was tasked with going back
like I said, I
and coming
agree.
up with a proposal that would allow us to
I
do that for
agree,
the
but the
district.
proposal's being made, and you're expecting us to act on it tonight. I mean, you are expecting us, when you put it in the agenda, you could have put in the agenda, we're gonna discuss this, and this is the first meeting, we got another meeting next week, we're gonna have 3 meetings, we're gonna have one at each of these libraries that's gonna close. You know, we could have a little hearing at each one of those libraries and talk about it specifically, how it would affect the people that use that library. I mean, the meeting was planned we knew about this meeting 2 months ago. I mean, you told us there'd be a meeting a long time ago, and then the date was set, we tried to work out some dates, but the meeting was happening. But the location and everything wasn't confirmed until like 3 days ago. Why didn't we start 6 months ago if we had this hard deadline of the fiscal year?
I
And you
will-
may have started 6 months, and you may have started 6 months ago, but you didn't tell us anything about it until 2 months ago. And you can
So
say you
I-
did, but that's what first I heard of it.
I mean, I don't really like the implication that
Well, then
other
don't-
people were working on this behind the scenes and not
Well, when I
making
go to the
that
meetings,
transparent.
you're representing the board with the staff, I guess. And here's what we've decided we want to do, is what was put to us.
So I don't really
You don't think that happened?
I think that there is information that is provided to the board. For your information, you are given
How about-
opportunity to ask questions
And I
in advance. I mean, so I just want to reiterate that the point of this meeting is to have this discussion
I know, that's
and,
what I'm trying
and to
figure out, I mean, the whole.
ask the questions
The whole
and get
realization,
the,
if you had those meetings with us one-on-one, you know, I mean, in my experience, that's done to evade the sunshine laws. Exactly. I mean,
that
that's just.
is not
Well, it is.
why those meetings were held.
Well, that's what it appears. I'm talking about the appearance. I agree with most of the stuff you're saying. That's what I'm trying to say. I just think it's gonna be handicapped and you're not gonna have support from the people and the public when it looks like that everything was done to hide it. I'm not saying that we did. I'm not saying we did.
Well, you're insinuating that that's
No,
what
I'm
happened
not.
when it
I'm
did
saying
not
what
happen.
people can think.